The You're Gonna Love This or Not podcast contains harsh language and may not be suitable for younger listeners.
Why would you answer this call? Why would you answer this call? Why?
Hello? Hey man, what's up? I haven't heard from you in a while. It's been like a month.
Yeah, I've had some pretty post-traumatic stress disorder about these movies, so
yeah,
I had to get some cave time in.
Look, I know they're not all your cup of tea, but you're really going to love the movie this time.
They're not even a cup of water.
Come on, man. It's going to be great. This movie won 5 major awards.
It did not.
It did.
Were they all Razzies?
No.
Oh, yeah, that sounds real believable.
Okay, how about this? It's a Marvel movie.
Oh, yeah, you've done this to me before.
A Marvel movie with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's right.
It's not Black Panther.
No, but you're really going to love it.
Because I really would love that movie. We know better.
Well, it's not really the purview of this podcast, but...
There's another one of those situations where you're going to make me watch a terrible Fantastic Four movie?
No, I'm going to make you watch a great movie.
Okay, I guess I'll be there.
All right, man, we'll see you.
I can't stay long, though. I got to pick up my dad from the airport.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
In this month's episode of You're Gonna Love This or Not, Matt ropes in both Josh and Tim Reynolds from the Comic Junkies Podcast down to the SFP to watch the 2015 bomb, The Fantastic Four. In this movie, a group of young outsiders are transported to an alternate universe where they gain superhuman powers that alter their physical forms in shocking ways. Together, the team must harness their new abilities to prevent Dr. Doom from destroying the Earth. Will it fly like the Human Torch? Or will it be clobbering time for Matt? Let's find out.
Dr. Storm, we gave you 6 years and millions of dollars, and you gave us nothing. What's different now?
Reed Richards. He knows answers to questions we don't even know to ask yet. This is our chance to learn more about our planet and maybe even save it. I want you to meet my daughter, Sue.
You want to be famous?
I just want my work to make a difference.
Johnny, Reed, this guy doesn't take orders well.
Yeah, especially from people who say, I don't take orders well. Don't let any of these lab coats give you any crap, all right? Well, if I do, I know who to call. The Muscle.
I gotta say, it's fun having you here.
Really?
No.
What you've created here is incredible.
You guys sure you're in the best shape to be doing this? Yeah. We're good.
They just cracked interdimensional travel.
Incredible.
All I want to know is where are my children?
4 have survived. All exhibit unique physical conditions.
I just want to fix my friends.
You can't fix this.
You should use these powers to help people.
You opened a door you don't know how to close. You don't know anything about what's coming.
What is coming?
Doom.
If you want to stop him, it's going to take everything you have.
How long until he's in?
2 minutes. Might be a little less.
Matt, you son of a bitch. I can't believe you forced me to come down here and watch yet another stupid Fantastic Four movie. You know, I can't even do this tonight. You know what? I'm out of here.
Oh, come on. Josh, come back. Come back. Oh, did you have to give both fingers? All right, we'll be back in a minute.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. I gotta say I'm a little traumatized right now. Josh just walked out. If you listen to it, things got kind of ugly. There's a bit of a backstory to that outburst. First of all, a few weeks back, I'm not sure how to put this. I may have tricked him into watching a bad movie. And I know that's a real stretch and it's really out of character for me. But we watched the 1995 Fantastic Four that was so awful that we will never, ever release the episode. We may talk about it someday. I don't know. I don't know if Josh will be back. But, well, we're making do. So with me here today is Tim from the Carnival, Comic Junkies Podcast. And we're going to talk about the movie we watched tonight, which is Fantastic Four from 2015.
I saw the blazing four in the sky and I came.
That is disgusting. Anyhow, so
thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Anytime. I love having guests here. Josh hates meeting new people. That's not why he left, but we'll see what happens there.
It didn't help.
No, it definitely didn't help. So this movie is fun to watch, but not fun to watch.
Yeah, it looks like they understood that it was a movie, I feel, but they didn't really know how to make a movie.
Yeah, I have issues with it in that the first 45, 50 minutes of it, they don't even have their powers yet, and it's sort of the big, long, drawn-out origin story, and you would expect they would get their powers, and the movie would be over.
Yes.
But it's like they took half of another movie and just log-jammed it in there awkwardly.
You know how everybody feels like maybe we don't need origins in superhero movies anymore? They did not get that letter. They were like, well, you know what? You don't like origins? We're going to give you twice the origin you ever thought you needed.
Yep. It's long.
Yes.
I'm not going to say that part is boring. It's slow. But you would expect once they reach their peak, once they hit the other dimension that we'll talk about in a minute, which is a foreign story for me, but I understand it's a different origin story than the other Fantastic Fours I've seen.
Yeah, they don't go to the Upside Down in the Fantastic Four comic.
Yeah. So much to ask about. Okay, I am not a comic book guy. I wasn't raised with comic books. They just weren't a thing where I grew up and in the sort of religious environment that I grew up. So basically I was limited to a few Archie comics that had a good solid religious message.
Spire comics.
But I do remember I had a Thing comic at some point in the early 80s. I did not know he was part of a team.
Okay. The Adventures of the Thing came out in the 80s. Yeah.
Probably. I don't have real clear memories of it. But why don't you give me the lowdown? We've seen the other Fantastic Four movies. In the last few weeks, I've seen the 95 one a few times, which seems to be the most faithful to the origin story that I know. But this one's very different, where they go into another dimension.
It is. I don't think there's anything wrong with changing it, especially this coming on the heels of those Fantastic Four movies, which, love them or hate them, they were successful.
Yeah.
A lot of people had seen those. I can see why they'd want to do a different origin.
Yeah.
Than they normally would have in the comics. But I was born in a long box, and I was suckled on comics all my young life. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Oh, good, because I've got lots. First of all, has Dr. Doom always looked like a
a charred crash test dummy.
Not specifically a charred crash test dummy. He was, his face was scarred in an explosion in college that he blames Reed Richards for, and so he constantly wears a mask.
Okay.
In most origins.
And based on the first Fantastic Four movie, does he have 2 weird goons that follow him around to do his bidding?
He does not. No man may approach Doom. He usually just creates robots to do his bidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what I'm familiar with.
Like Doombot. Doombot. Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe I allowed you into my house. All right, well, this movie's got a bit of a troubled past. Well, troubled past, present, future. Nobody really likes it. Mm-hmm. Not even its own director likes it. I remembered the week before it came out or so, he got on Twitter and he shit-talked it himself, saying that the studio had taken it away from him. And I got to say, I kind of believe him because one of the actors in the movie backed him up. Mm-hmm. And you don't generally see that. That his cut was better and he had a darker, more gritty story to tell than what we got. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, whatever changes the studio made did not make it more commercially viable.
No.
It does look, however, like it turned a profit.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, budget on this movie was between 120 and 130 million, I think. Mm-hmm. And it grossed worldwide 168 million.
Okay. So it's a squeaker.
Yeah, it probably made some money. Mm-hmm. Not making money for the right people or for the right story, for the right reasons.
Right. Do you remember, I remember when this movie was coming out, there was a big backlash because they dared to make the Human Torch African American.
I can't say I remember that specifically, but considering current political climate, not surprising.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, oh man, that's a reason for me to go see this movie. I don't want to hear this craziness. And I did go see the movie, and man, it was not good. I did not enjoy it in the theater.
Really? You're the only person I know of that actually saw it in the theater.
I did see them, and now, fool them, Michael B. Jordan, right? I mean, this guy, he's the best thing in the movie, I think.
Yeah, he's terrific.
Yeah.
He is. The CGI version of him, really not.
Yeah.
If you're going to make comparisons, the 95 CG Johnny Storm is kind of comparable to this one.
I don't understand. They've got fire down by now, right?
You'd think so. And the fire didn't look bad. It just doesn't look real. It's cartoony.
Yeah.
And it's awful.
And that's what they did in the Corman Fantastic Four too, right? They just had a cartoon whenever he turned into the Human Torch. It was just like a cartoon
CG guy.
Yeah,
and it came out the same year as Toy Story, but looks more like Tron. It's pretty weak. But that Fantastic Four was $1 million budget total. This has 120, 130 times that budget,
and it
looks almost the same.
Times better. Yeah.
The bang for the buck between the two is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
This movie has just I won't say an A-list cast, but it's got known actors.
Yeah, at the time, these guys were they'd be fines, right? These guys have gone on to do good stuff. This should have been like the gateway for those kids. And fortunately, it didn't derail their careers.
Yeah, because Miles Teller played Reed Richards, coming off Whiplash, got a ton of acclaim for that.
Absolutely. Not good in this movie. I'm going to say it. I did not enjoy, I kept thinking that's the Reed they went with. I
don't think he was bad in this movie. I think it's just all the makeup and effects and everything make it bad because they make those scenes revolve around the awful effects, and they just don't work.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Michael B. Jordan is huge now.
Yes.
Black Panther, Creed.
Oh, man, I love that movie. I love Creed.
Got Golden Raspberry nominated and huge awards for Creed in the same year because these came out in the same year.
Is that right? Michael B. Jordan got both.
That's because funny. This movie won for Worst On-Screen Ensemble at the Razzies. And won Best On-Screen Ensemble from the Theater Owners Association. So
it's all political. Yeah. It's all rigged.
Those Theater Owners Association awards all came out months before this was even released. Wow. I'm not sure they anticipated the nosedive it was going to take either.
You think they saw it and thought, yeah, this is going to be great? or it's like, we want a superhero movie, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah. Kate Mara in this movie. Sue Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Been in tons of movies. Was in House of Cards. Got an Emmy nom for House of Cards. Jamie Bell, who
She's
played
good.
Ben Grimm. I love him to death because he was Tintin.
He's got a hard... unfortunately, I think his performance suffers the worst because he's almost always CGI.
Yeah, CGI.
And it's distracting. It's better than the Human Torch CGI.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any costuming in this at all, or is that all CGI?
I don't know. I think there might be, but there's not enough to give it that sort of visceral, real look.
Yeah, he's never touching anything.
Yeah.
When he's in costume, if he ever is. I'm not sure. I'd be interested to know.
He also was Billy Elliot in Billy Elliot, so the Thing could have done some sweet ballet moves. But no,
he did not.
See what they did? That was probably in that original.
No, yeah, Aunt Petunia, I assure you, would have taught him some sweet ballet moves.
Yep, and as Dr. Doom, Toby Kebbell has done a ton of independent movies.
I don't know him.
Lots of mocap. I think he's one of Andy Serkis's troupe.
Oh, nice.
Because he did stuff for Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
And those movies, I think some Kong. But yeah, got some BAFTA nominations. So the cast is certainly capable.
His I don't think he's CGI'd. I mean, I think they added light effects and stuff, but that looks like a costume to me when he's Dr. Doom.
It looks like a bad costume. Like it's a crash test dummy that's been in a fire.
Yeah, like they'd heard of the Silver Surfer and they wanted the Silver Surfer, but they couldn't afford the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, exactly. In minor parts, we've got Tim Blake Nelson, who just about everybody would know if they saw him. He's been in a ton of Coen Brothers movies.
Absolutely.
He's an acclaimed playwright, director. Most recently famous for being Buster Scruggs.
Man, such a good movie, and he's so good in that.
I love that movie, yeah. And the man with the deepest voice of any actor I've ever seen in a movie, Reg Cathy, from The Wire and Oz, House of Cards. Only actor I've ever seen whose voice only ever came out of my subwoofer.
He's fantastic in this movie. He's got a lot of thankless lines to deliver, and I think he does a really good job.
Yep. And in super, super minor parts, we've got Dan Castellaneta as a cranky teacher.
Yeah.
It's the voice of Homer Simpson.
Dope.
And several others, yeah. Always liked his work. And in a weird sort of part, Ben Grimm's older brother is mean to him, and that is Tom Hanks' son, Chet Hanks. And
Chet Hanks? Is that real?
I know. I'd never heard of him.
You think you could afford a better name than Chet? Come on now.
I don't know. I don't even know if that's his real name.
Chet, all I can think of is Weird Science.
Maybe he's not Tom Hanks' son, and he edits his own Wikipedia. I don't know.
Could be.
But he's currently on Empire.
Okay.
That's in the news a lot recently. But I can't say I've ever seen anything he's been in.
Creator of the phrase "It's clobbering time" in the
exactly
in the movie.
In this fanforstic verse, it's
2 is way behind schedule. I've noticed the second
it's
in this
weird.
verse. Yeah.
It's been in pre-production for like 6 years.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to happen.
No.
Does this make Sue Storm a Disney princess now?
Well, who would be the Disney princess? I guess it's Sue. She sort of has a great set of powers. Yeah. And she saves the day several times. I think she's the Disney princess.
I'll take it. I like any sort of Disney princess that's really empowered. Leia. That's all I'm saying.
The king? Doom is a king.
A Disney king?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Anyhow, let's talk about the actual movie. What did you think of the beginning? Like I don't want to see the origin because that's more than half the movie.
No, I think you have a good point.
The part where they're kids.
I remembered not liking this movie, and then when you started rolling it, I thought, oh wait, was I too harsh on this? Like this setup is kind of interesting.
Well, yeah, it was the same for me. I had heard this movie was awful, just god awful, and I watched the very first part, and I thought, well, this isn't near as bad as I was led to believe.
Yeah, so. They had some interesting interaction. The kids that they had playing the young Fantastic Four were interesting. And once they became adults, I thought their interactions were interesting. It just went on too long and nothing really happened.
Yeah.
Like the science fair stuff was cool, I thought.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird science going on, though.
There is.
Yeah, lots of things that are unexplained in the canon of that universe.
Yeah, now, I'm sure your listeners know, but in the comic books, the Fantastic Four, it wasn't the Upside Down. It wasn't another dimension. They shot themselves into space to try to beat the Russians into outer space.
Yeah,
this was before
the one I'm familiar with.
And they got hit by cosmic rays and they came back. Doctor Doom was a totally different thing. They always, these last couple movies have always like tied his origin with theirs, and that makes some kind of sense. But he was simply, he was Reed Richards' science buddy. He did not have superpowers. He was a super genius. He made like a Tony Stark, an Iron Man robot, what am I trying to say? Armor, powered armor. And he also he knew magic, so, because he studied everything.
Of course, as one does.
As one does. Reed Richards, not a magic studier. He's fallen behind.
Yeah, there's some real awkward, stretchy effects for Reed Richards, too.
And they really want Reed Richards to be at the center of this movie. And I hate to say it, he doesn't have the gravitas. I don't like his deliveries, and his powers are just not...
Compared to the others, he's weak.
He's boring.
I don't get it.
He gives like a penultimate smack to Doom's armor, right where the legs meet. And are we allowed to cuss on this podcast?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, he gets him kicking the Goonies, and like Doom acts like it's a big deal. Like he takes a punch from the Thing and gets up.
Okay, his space suit or other dimension suit, whatever, and face are basically burned off.
Yeah. You think it'd be extra? Like I know if I'm working a lot and walking around a lot, I get a chafing in that area. Yeah. I think he would have like a really massive chafing.
Yeah.
And he would not want to be kicked there.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I got some real questions about the Thing that are never, ever going to get answered.
Well, let's try to answer them.
Oh, well, okay.
Where's his diaper?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why doesn't the Thing wear anything hiding the undercarriage?
I mean, I don't think we get a good look at it. But I don't believe there's anything going on down there anymore.
I think he's like a Ken doll made of rocks down there.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
We don't see him eat.
Nope, we don't see him eat. He just is in a cell for a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's no potty in the corner.
Probably, yeah.
So many questions about the way the Thing lives.
Yeah. In the comic books, he has a girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
He pursues romantic interests. We don't know a blow-by-blow description of how that goes down, but he just got married this year, as a matter of fact.
Oh, well, congratulations to the Thing.
Yes. He is Jewish.
I really expect you to get a hold of me if he ends up having children.
Okay, we want to know.
There are so many
questions. Maybe it's like remember The Shape of Water when she asks, how does he...
Is how all that works in
Stanley's
she
will? Like makes gestures. Maybe it's the same thing.
I was going to say, is Stan Lee's will have a special section with all these outlines of how things are supposed to progress?
Maybe. I feel like we're getting into Kevin Smith territory right here.
All right. Well, okay. They're kids. They super genius. Reed Richards figures out how to transport stuff to different dimensions and back.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
Out of his garage as a teenager.
With a transformer off a pole he steals from a junkyard.
With the help of Ben Grimm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they grow up. Super genius. They work for the government,
right?
Despite the jerk science teacher.
Yes.
And they go to this other dimension when they're not supposed to.
Now, Dan Castellaneti he plays the science teacher.
Yes.
I wonder if, like in this universe, there's a Bart Simpson too, and that's why he just hates children.
Oh, maybe.
Terribly badly.
So they could have just.
Does he play Moe? It's in The Simpsons? He's not Moe, is he?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, all right. I thought maybe Bart was prank calling him, but...
It's Hank Azaria? Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's been a long time since I saw The Simpsons.
It's still on.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Unbelievably. It's going to be on Disney Plus soon.
These super genius people, they work for the government. They have all kinds of security. They have anything they want. But they decide to cross over into this other dimension spontaneously
Yes.
and without any sort of backup plan.
They get drunk, though. So it's alcohol. I think there's a lot of things we can all blame on alcohol. I've done some things similar to crossing over to another dimension.
That's a little
under
bit
the
true.
influence of alcohol.
I've never been clear-headed enough when I've been drunk enough to do that.
That's true. I probably couldn't work out formulas and stuff. That's Reed Richards' power.
Other people tell me I've been to other dimensions. But they go through with complete scientific abandon, is what I wrote in big capital letters.
Okay.
Like they go over in their
Sure.
suits and everything and start touching everything.
Yeah, they do not like leave only footprints.
Like they don't
sort of
act
thing.
like
They don't
scientists.
believe
Yeah, there's
that.
no regard for the foreign environment, no regard for their own safety.
Right.
They
No
decide
readings
to
are
rappel down
taken,
a cliff
yeah.
spontaneously.
Yeah, because there's a big green thing down there, which is unexplained.
Of course, because we gotta
Galactus's eye, maybe, or something.
I hate this movie. I mean, I loved watching this movie.
Yeah,
I'm never going to see it again.
It's not good. No, it's not well put together, and it's the cardinal sin. It's boring. Like the fight scenes are not interesting.
No, they're not. How can you make action with superheroes and have it be dull?
They found a way. Another sky candle lights up. Like a thing shooting into the sky, like all these low concept movies tend to have.
Yes.
Somebody loves like a Roman candle shooting up in the sky, because that's what all these.
It's almost like they bought their effects from like Macintosh After Effects or something, or tried to find a way to shoehorn them into the movie.
Yeah,
they don't look movie worthy, and they're just not helpful.
I agree.
They don't move things along.
I agree. I wonder who the special effects lab was.
I don't know.
It wasn't Weta.
I didn't look it up. It was not Weta.
I guarantee
so
you that.
On behalf of New Zealand, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for those Lord of the Rings movies. Those were really great.
Yeah. Let's see. Then Doom gets left behind. He
does.
Gets, I don't know, chemical burns, would you say?
Yeah, so that like the planet sort of like sucks him back into it, maybe, or I don't know if that's just a random happenstance, but it looks like it goes for him.
Yeah, because it goes and takes out the rope and everything that they're stupidly using in a very foreign place.
Yeah.
That has an atmosphere and the exact same gravity as Earth.
Right. Negative zone-y. In the Fantastic Four, there's another dimension they do go to, which has nothing to do with their origin, called the Negative Zone, and that is very similar to that. It's full of monsters for them to fight.
Well, there we go.
This probably is a callback to that.
Okay. And, they go back much later. They get their powers and all that kind of stuff. And this takes a good solid hour. And they can't control their powers. They finally get them back. And you would expect there to be some sort of climactic battle there where they claim their powers and everything, but no, we sort of slow way the hell right back down.
Well, so they 1 year later, right? That's how we get the training montage 1 year later, and although they still do a quote unquote training montage, it's just they already know how to use their powers, and they're just showing us our powers. But they don't bother to like show them growing, have a fun interaction with their power, and they're all, of course, all four training separately.
Yeah.
So we don't see them together until the end of the movie.
I am
That's
a sucker for a
choice.
montage, and it just didn't hold my attention.
Yeah. I'm reminded, by the way, that this is the Ultimate Comics. So Origin of the Fantastic Four. Marvel relaunched a lot of the comics. Miles Morales comes from the Ultimate Spider-Man. It was another universe where they sort of tried to make all the superheroes of today. So like Spider-Man, he happened in 2004 when these comics originally came out. So the idea was it was updated. This was the updated Fantastic Four origin.
Oh, well, it really works.
Yeah. Warren Ellis is a great writer. He did not, I suspect, have anything to do with this.
Yeah, and even if he did, if I were him, I'd keep it on the down low.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yes. So no training montage.
So they capture Reed, who escapes. Comes
for
back.
Some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, again, what was the point of that? Why would you write that scene? Why did he get away? It meant nothing. He was going to go by himself, but he didn't.
The only thing him escaping did to this movie was make it 15 minutes longer.
Yeah. And made them not like Reed Richards, because when he came back, they're like, you got away and we didn't.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
As a team, they just do not get along.
Yeah.
If only somebody can give a rousing speech to get them to work together.
And who does?
Yeah, of course, Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they go back, rescue Doom, bring him back through. He starts to mentally make people's heads explode.
Oh, I was going to say he's not very excited to be rescued.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if he's going for like an ecological message or what, but
I may have fallen asleep during this point, but he was like going to like he needed to destroy the Earth to power the alternate dimension.
Oh, is that it? Because
I don't know. You tell me.
I really think that whole thing gets condensed down to about 10 seconds of dialogue, and I've been drinking. So
I may have sneezed. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
He says something about you've destroyed your planet.
I'm going to destroy it right back.
To protect mine or something.
Yeah.
But it's a whole lot real fast.
Yeah.
And then they sort of chase him back.
Right. He goes back to the other dimension, the Upside Down, and the Fantastic Four follow him in order to stop him from destroying our Earth. Maybe to power his Earth or just to destroy it because he doesn't like it. But there's a big sucky hole in the sky.
Yeah, big sucky hole in the
sucking
sky.
Things up into it. And it's spitting it out into the other
through
dimension.
the crappy plane.
Yeah.
And,
yes. That was some CGI right there.
Because they had some CG models of it left over, I guess, that they just wanted to use.
Where was Captain Scully? Sully? Yeah.
So yeah, he's got mental powers. He can make people's heads explode. He can levitate tons and tons and tons of rock by the looks of it.
Yes.
I don't know, does he shoot lasers out his eyes?
I mean, no, but he microwaves people.
Yeah,
I think, doesn't he? Yeah.
Like he kills whole rooms full of people at once.
Yeah. And
So-
but the Fantastic Four, you can't mess with them.
Well, yeah, because one guy's made of rock.
Yeah.
One guy can light himself on fire.
Oh, well, he can do both of those things.
Okay.
He can make force fields.
Okay, well, I was going to say one can make force fields and turn himself visible.
He can do that. He doesn't bother to turn
And
himself
the
invisible.
other person's a stretchy guy.
He does not have the stretching powers, and that is his weakness.
His weakness is stretchy guys. I get it. But, you know, they could only really do it if they work together as a team. And they've got some real personal conflict.
They do, but they are able to work together as a team, and they turn...
That's right. Reed
Ben
Richards
Grimm
gives
invisible.
a 10-second speech
Yeah.
on how they need to work together as a team.
Yep.
While everybody else goes, duh.
After Reed Richards has subdued Dr. Doom.
And the movie's over in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous, the ending.
Yes.
So fast.
Yes.
There's more time spent on the epilogue than in the entire final fight.
Not unlike The Lord of the Rings.
When you're
Not
talking...
fair.
Yeah, I was going to say... And
Not fair.
You can't badmouth Lord of the Rings because pretty much everything about it's perfect.
Yeah,
So,
it's pretty great. You're right.
yeah. I can't say anything bad about it.
5 epilogues. Yeah.
Oh,
This only had one.
All those endings are necessary. They explain the story, and the best thing in the world that happened was the extended editions.
No. This was much shorter.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
But I must say, I think I'd rather watch the Fellowship of the Rings than this.
I would also.
Even if this was shorter. It's not always about length. I constantly tell people. Anyone that'll listen.
Do they believe you as much as they believe me?
They don't believe me.
Okay, yeah, well. Okay, so out of 10, what would you give this movie?
Okay, so I like Michael B. Jordan. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. I really badmouthed it, but it does have the form of a movie, if not the exact function of a movie. And Michael B. Jordan's cool, and I like him, and he deserves a couple of points right there.
Okay.
Like, without him, it's a 3.
Okay, so...
Oh, I should have said a 4!
Well, I'll tell you what. For the first time ever, I'm going to give something a lower rating
than the guy in this chair?
Josh.
I hear
Josh,
he's kind of an
wherever you
asshole.
are,
Is that
please
true?
come back. Yeah. This is, episode 5, 6, somewhere in there?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is 6. I mean, we've recorded 7, but this is 6. Oh, that first Fantastic Four episode, people. You don't know what you're missing, and you should be glad of it. I'm giving this movie a 4. I can't buy in. Like, no. I enjoyed watching it with people. I watched it twice in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. You're a brave man. You're the unsung hero, I feel.
That's true. That's true. I'm not gonna. I'm kind of a big deal. I don't know. Look, this podcast has at least like 6 listeners at this point.
Nice.
I've only driven away like 4. So. Oh, okay. 7. Somebody else raised their hand. But in this room, everybody in this room has listened to at least one episode.
It's truth.
So
I enjoyed at least one episode.
Extrapolate it out. We've got 7 billion listeners. All right. Well, usually when Josh is here, Josh, I miss you so much. Oh, Josh, please come back.
I don't feel bad about that at all.
Yeah. It's that first Fantastic Four movie was just too good for him. He couldn't.
What did you rate that one, if I might ask?
Honestly,
can you tell us?
Let me look back through my notes here.
Secret?
I did delete a lot of stuff. Let's see here. That scores for Yankee Zephyr. That scores. Holy shit, there it is. Okay, so for the first movie, goodness gracious.
It would be wonderful spot fodder for Mystery Science Theater 3000. I think that it could be like an 8 out of 10 for one of those things. But by itself, I'm going to say 2.
I have a full page of notes from when we recorded that last episode, and I do not see our scores on it at all. We may have even skipped that.
Okay.
Because it was just evident they were going to be zeros right down the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of interesting information on here, though. Someday, maybe
your Patreon backers could get a hold of that.
We'll put it on the Patreon when we get 30 listeners.
Nice.
Maybe 31. They'll pay 50 cents a month for ad-free talk like this.
I'd pay 50 cents a month.
That's
for
right.
ad-free talk like this.
I tell you what, somebody can buy those notes, or they can listen to that episode on Patreon if they pay us $60,000.
Nice.
I'm just going to say it right now. I think it's a steal.
Yep. You're going to regret that once you guys hit the big time.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I would love $60,000, even if we split it 4 or 5 ways.
What would you do with $60,000? Well, your $10,000 or $12,000. What would you do?
Well, after tax.
I'd
probably end up owing whoever it was.
Probably, anyway.
Let's see here. I tell you what, I wouldn't go see Fantastic Four.
Money well spent.
I don't know. Would you rather go for our little game today? Stupid little game.
I like
higher
stupid.
Or lower. Would you rather go with 2015 movies or superhero movies?
Oh, it's got to be superhero movies.
Movies.
Superheroes is my business.
All right. Well, it's going to take me a minute to pull up my list.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, Tony's going to put some real fun music while you wait.
Not Tony. Troxel.
That's right. Troxel. Oh, I listened to that.
I love music.
I don't know if he did. Wow. On Box Office Mojo, they have superhero comedy, and superhero origin movies.
Oh.
And I think this falls in both the origin and superhero movies. Well, we'll full out on that. I got to scroll down the list.
No,
there
it's
are
not.
2 on here that are still making money.
Well, you said it made, 160 or something?
It made 56 domestically, and I think 100 and... Shit, I'm not going to go back and look at my notes there.
I think you said 168.
Yeah, it did well internationally. I'm not sure why. Maybe because it was released over there first.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they like terrible movies. I don't know.
And we're back.
All right.
I've got my list here. Let's see here. Okay. This is a straight up higher or lower.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to guess whether these superhero movies made more money or less money, or if they're higher or lower on the list, than this version of Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay. So each one is judged on its own merits, whether it's higher or lower than Fantastic Four.
There's no points.
Okay.
Nobody's listening. Nobody cares.
There's no point. I get it. Yes. I like it. Pointless.
All right. Okay. So higher or lower compared to this movie, we'll go with The Crow.
The Crow. Indie hit. Decent movie.
I know
but this is 20 some years ago. It's got to be lower, right?
It is lower. It's number 90 on the list.
Okay.
That's 4 spots lower than Fantastic Four.
Oh wow, it's much closer than I thought.
It's pretty close. And for a movie that came out 20 years before, maybe a little more.
In the droughts of the superhero movies, right?
All right. How about The Green Hornet?
The Green Hornet. Well, I think it did better than this.
You think the Green Hornet did better than this?
I do think the Green Hornet did better than this.
You would be right.
Ah.
It's number 73 on the list.
Okay.
I don't know if this list is in
like adjusted.
Yeah,
for
adjusted.
Inflation. Yeah, I don't know either. But
there's probably a way to do it, but
all that matters is in my heart. Numbers mean nothing.
That's true. Okay. Okay. I'll just tell you right now. This is the least profitable of the Fantastic Four movies that were released.
Okay.
So
though this one
I
is,
can't
I see.
spring Silver Surfer on you because you know it's done better.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Catwoman?
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
I'm sure it had a great opening weekend. Catwoman's worse than this movie. I'll say that. Now, did it make less money? I think it. Man, yeah, I don't know if it's adjusted, but I said it didn't matter. So all that matters is my heart.
Exactly.
It made more money.
Catwoman?
Yes.
Number 95.
Oh, way down there.
Way down there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we'll go for something I really, really love.
Okay.
The Rocketeer.
I love that as well. It was not considered a gigantic success, but it wasn't made for a lot of money either. I'm going to say it's higher.
The Rocketeer,
yes,
is in fact lower.
No,
it's number 92. That breaks my heart.
It breaks my heart too.
Yeah.
It came out the same weekend as Terminator 2. A little birdie told us.
Didn't really cross over that much.
I saw both.
I saw both.
I loved both.
I was
yeah,
working in the movie theater.
Wow.
At the time,
okay.
So,
this is humbling.
All right. Ooh, there's a good one. Sky High.
Kurt Russell.
Yep.
That made more. Made lots more.
Lots more.
Okay,
Fantastic Four is 86 on the list.
It's
Sky High
50.
Is 83.
Oh, okay.
They're a lot closer.
Yeah, they sure are. Okay.
And we'll do one more.
Okay.
I gotta find one that's tricky though.
I noticed that unlike me, you don't beat a dead horse.
Yeah, I try not to.
That combination of crying and laughing is Mike, who is on the Comic Carnival Comic Junkies podcast with me, along with Kelsey Simpson.
Yep. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a good, tricky one.
Okay.
The movie that I personally have not seen, did not do real well. Daredevil.
The Ben Affleck Daredevil. It made a sequel, unlike this movie. It must have done better.
It did. It's number 72 on the list.
Okay.
Made twice as much domestically.
Oh, okay. There's a lot. Wow, there's a lot of money per space, huh? Okay.
I gotta say, between like 70 and 90 on this list, there's a huge difference in the kind of money they make.
Interesting.
I mean, it tightens up as you get toward the top, but when a movie tanks, it really tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can safely say this movie tanked it for good reason.
I don't, whether you want to keep this in or not, I don't know, but I listen to David Tennant does a podcast.
Yes.
He has a new podcast, and he did one with Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
And it was really good, and she had a lot of interesting things to say about Elektra, how hard she worked and how it almost killed her.
Yeah, I enjoy that podcast.
Yeah, me too.
Lot.
Yeah.
Almost as much as Comic Junkies.
Why, thank you. I mean, I'm no David Tennant. No, stop, I'm not.
All right. Well, anything you'd like to plug before we start to wrap things up?
Free. I don't know when this is going to go on the.
After.
Okay. All right. Free Comic Book Day is May the 4th. Yeah.
Let's Hold on. May the 4th is Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah.
Please tell me there's tons of Star Wars crossover.
There is. So it's also Star Wars Day. May the 4th is Star Wars Day. There is one specific comic book for Star Wars on Free Comic Book Day.
Okay. Good.
So,
good.
Yep. They know. Let's see. Sammy Terry will be returning to Comic Carnival.
Awesome.
Sometime this summer.
June
June or July, yeah. Check www.comiccarnival.com. and we'll keep you updated. And follow us on Facebook, please. Facebook/Comic Carnival. We also are on Twitter. We'd love to talk to you.
Great. And just in case you were wondering, this episode is brought to you by Lisa Mattresses. Did you like Saved by the Bell? Sleep with Lisa. Those two thoughts are unrelated. You're filthy animals. Lisa.
Saved by the Mattress.
Sure, why not? Nobody's listening. Nobody cares. We don't take sponsor money because nobody in their right mind would offer it.
Fair enough.
And Josh, if you're listening, if you're out there somewhere and you're lonely,
Josh,
please come back.
Can you hear me?
Josh, we're out of Fantastic Four movies. There are 2 others, but they're decent.
Decent-ish. Right. Fantastic Four is back in the Marvel fold. I bet you there'll be a Fantastic Four movie soon.
Yeah, Ben Grimm's a Disney princess.
Yeah. His life is fulfilled. His life goal is fulfilled.
Surely there's a plan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, where there's money, Disney will find it. All right, well, Josh, if you're out there, I'm not going to say Ace Ventura 2 is better than the first Ace Ventura, but I will say it's still pretty funny. Please come back. All right, Tim. Well, thanks for coming tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I'm sorry you had to sit and watch that movie again.
Me too.
But
the company was good.
Yeah.
The movie was bad. The company was good.
Yeah. Last time in your life it'll ever be required viewing.
Thank you.
And we look forward to having you back someday.
I look forward to returning.
This episode of You're Gonna Love This or Not was recorded at the SFP Studios, located off of beautiful Eagle Creek Reservoir in Indianapolis, Indiana. It features Matt dragging Josh down into the dark depths of his movie collection and is released monthly on the Team Geeking family of podcasts. It is produced by Mike Wycliffe, edited by Tony Troxel, and features music by Scott Holmes, who can be found on the Free Music Archive. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or the podcatcher of your choice, and please leave us a rating and review. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
What do you think of the SFP? Oh, what do you think of the Subterranean Fun Pit here?
It is a gorgeous example of man engineering. It has the largest screen I've ever seen in a basement. And
well, thank you.
Yeah. And I like your soundproof pit. And thank you so much for having me down here. And I can leave, right?
Like today?